respect for each other and to show them that we are all the same. And again, when we see something wrong, we should step in and do something about it.
And is it extra special that you can share your story with your grandkids in school?
It certainly is, and I was very worried because I think they are my biggest critics, you know. For the rest of their life, if I goof up, I will hear it.
Do you also think it's important to teach younger kids than anyone, or just everyone in general?
Well, you have to know a certain age, you know, you don't know to scare kids, right? So you have to start at probably, I would say, 10 years or so. And I always say it's funny that with kids who are 10, 11, 12, we get hundreds of questions. We have to stop, cut it off. And they are 17 or so, it's not so, because they are embarrassed probably in front of their peers or so. So it's interesting, it's always the same pattern everywhere.
Where else have you shared your story?
Well, we were in Mexico, we were in Europe, in Japan, right now in Hong Kong and in Macau. Lara and Fumiko was in South Africa a year ago, and so I would say, and we are getting letters and emails from China and India and Turkey and Italy and Argentina. Incredible, actually.
And what were your feelings when you heard that they were going to make your story into a movie?
Well, I am not surprised anymore at anything, because so many things I could have never predicted, you know, that Fumiko would find us, right, and so on. So it's unbelievable what's happening, but it seems to work out all right.
Would you say that sort of the finding of the suitcase was the start of like the movement towards educating children?
I'm sorry, was it?
Would you say that the finding of the suitcase was like the start of the movement towards educating children?
I think it was, actually, and I think it was very fortunate that they found us. The reason why I say that, because we are the real exception, because I have all the photos, literally hundreds, if not thousands of photographs and documents through my Christian uncle. And again, my uncle, his wife went to Terezin and stayed there. So when I went to Auschwitz, I gave all the stuff from Terezin to my aunt. So I have like a museum at home, you know, like the bread we have, and many letters from father from the jail and so on. We have all the documents.
And do you have any artifacts that was Hana's or yours that you still have in your house?
We have letters. So we have a letter of Hana, who she sent to her mother in Auschwitz, thinking mother was dead by then. And it came back to Terezin because she wrote 8 lines and we were allowed to write only 6 lines. So that's how it survived. And we have the drawings in the museum in Prague, which she drew, right? And that's about it.
And do you still keep in touch with Fumiko?
Very much so. I was with her just last week. We were together in Shanghai and Hong Kong and Macau, and we are meeting her February again coming February in Chicago, where the film will be shown. So we meet on a different continent twice a year, always different place.
When is the film being released?
I don't know really. To me, it's a new industry, which is, I say, always more fun than the plumbing business. Yeah. But it was shown in many festivals. It was shown in Victoria and Vancouver. Now it was running here in Toronto for a month. So it was really released. It was shown in Montreal and in last month and in Vancouver. It will be shown, so far I know, already 14 American cities next year. And it will be shown first on pay TV because it was Roger sponsored it, then eventually on television because CBC sponsored or co-sponsored it, and so it's just being shown just about many places. And the play is coming back to Israel next April, and the same is coming back to Young People's Theatre here in Toronto again the third time.
Are you glad your story and your sister's story have become such a strong awareness around the world?
I think it did actually. To me, I still can't believe that it did, you know. But obviously, it's because of Fumiko and because it was very competent people who arrived. Karen Levine, who wrote a beautiful story, right? And Joe Schlesinger made a television program, and now the people that film it was always top people. So it's if you look at the inside Hana's suitcase, on the website, you see again they feel they will get an award for it.
And do you think you're going to learn anything else about Hana as she was in the concentration camps, or do you think you've learned all?
Well, you can always learn something new. You can learn not only about tolerance, but you can learn how lucky you are to have parents and to have siblings and to have freedom and many, many things. Everybody takes a different thing out of it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brady.
Okay.